Hi and welcome to Menstrual Cups and Cloth Pads Kenya. I've literally just finished my laundry, so I thought I'd do a quick what I wore this month video for March 2018. And I've arranged them in the order in which I wore them. So the day my spotting started, I was wearing this liner. It's a 7-inch by Maison de Morris and Winfro back. I really like that, that is so nice. And then at night, I wore this 7-inch. It's a light to moderate by Fig Leaves, and I wore it because it has PUL on the back. So it's still quite light, but I thought it was enough protection just in case. But it was just super light spotting. And then I wore this 8-inch by Period, full stop, period. And this is Wind Pro on the back. And that's a moderate, I believe. And then I wore this Piggy Cloth 10-inch moderate overnight, but I really did not need this. There was nothing. There's just nothing. And this is, I think this is like fleece backed, maybe like a polar fleece. So the next day, because there was nothing, I just wore a liner, and this is Hoo Hoo Rags 6-inch. I think it's her classic, and this is Wind Pro. And then I wore this Yurtcraft 6. Is this a 6-inch? Hang on. Yeah, 6-inch Yurtcraft, and it is Wind Pro on the back. And again, there was just nothing, so I wore those like day and night. Then the following day, I was wearing this 8-inch moderate, and this is by Handmade by Hedy. And again, this is, I think it's a polar fleece or an anti-pill fleece on the back. And my period started that day, and it was just crazy. I got home, and this was just covered. And I hadn't anticipated it, because my period is so weird at the moment, and this was the first period I had with the IUD out, so I just really had no idea when it was going to start. So I was just literally wearing like super light coverage, because the day before I had nothing. So it had leaked off the back and it had leaked off the side, because it was just so full. So I changed into this. This is also Handmade by Hedy. It's a 10-inch moderate. It's asymmetrical, which I don't normally like, but I was at home, so I had got home and I went to change this, so I just used it, and it's quite absorbent as well. It's quite plush, but this one actually like leaked through, so it was somewhere here, and I went to look at it in my and it had a spot on my underwear, and it was kind of somewhere here, so I really don't understand how that happened. But yeah, so 10-inch moderate, again, this is like a polar fleece or something, and Handmade by Hedy. So then, because it was so much and it was just like gosh, I thought, okay, I'm going to try interlabial pads. So I wore this 10-inch moderate by Bridget's Flame. Let me try and, I don't know if this camera can do this justice, but it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And this is OBV top and Wind Pro. I think this is like a mint Wind Pro on the back. And I used these two interlabial pads as well. So that worked really well with the absorbency and stuff like that. And I just got more life out of this pad. And then by night time, it had stopped. So I was wearing this after my shower in the evening. And this is a Leak Freak 10-inch moderate Leak Freak. And all the other pads were moderate except for that first liner and then the other two liners. So then I was wearing this one after my shower, and I was going to change into like a longer overnight or something like that, but there was nothing, so I didn't even bother. And this is PK, and really super nice. I think she calls it soft shell, but that's like the name she gave it. That's not like the official name, but just so nice. Yeah, so I wore this overnight, and there was nothing. So then I wore this the following day. This is Bombshell cloth. It's 11 inches, and it's got this power shield on the back. So thin. I wore this because I wanted a really super thin pad. And then I wore it with these two interlabial pads. This one is OCV and cotton. And they just worked really well. They kind of extended the life of the pad. And my period was so light, to be honest, that I didn't even soak through these. Like, I didn't get to the pad. So I wore these two. Then when I got home, I took them off and I just used the pad in the day. So I just wore this in the daytime. And then I had this 7-inch liner or light from Environmental PUL, Hidden PUL, micro fleece on the top. And I wore this after my shower in the evening. So again, this is going to be like my transition pad before night time. And just again, super light, almost nothing. So then I wore this 8.5 inch, I think, by Fig Leaves pads. Again, this has PUL, and this was more than enough coverage. I didn't need anything. I really, honestly, I didn't even need this much. And I wore this overnight. And then the following day, I wore this Grayson Street Emporium 10-inch moderate, just crazy thin. I love this pad. And this is Wind Pro on the back. Actually, I don't think this is Wind Pro. I'm not sure what it is that she uses. It's like some... Oh, look, everybody has come to say hello. Hi, sweet pea. Hello, my love. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, oh, you big bottom. Oh, hello, hello. All right, okay. All right, okay. So it's some kind of, I don't know. It feels like it sounds like it has a PUL, but it's not. I don't know. It's so weird. I think she calls it. It might be Power Shield. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, really love this. I wore this all day. There was hardly anything. Again, just spotting. And so overnight, I wore this Kayla's Naturals. This is 10-inch moderate. Actually, you know, this one I think is maybe an Ultra Fluff. I feel like this is the Ultra Fluff because it was a bit thicker than the other normal one. So this is the Ultra Fluff. And then this is a moderate. This is Bamboo Sherpa, and I love this. I love this. It was so comfy. I really love this. Wind Pro on the back. A bit pilly, this one. I don't know why. Tiny bit. Just super thin. Crazy thin. Considering this is plush on top. It's just nothing. And yeah, I wore this. And then the following day, I wore 10-inch moderate by Moongazy. Really love this. Really love the print. I like this. This is one of the few UK makers who does Wind Pro on the back. And I love her. Karen. Yep, I wore this in the daytime. And again, hardly anything. I really didn't need these long pads, but I didn't know, again, I didn't know what my period was going to be like. I didn't know if it was going to be like come back again in that crazy gush from the beginning. I had no idea, so I thought better safe than sorry. I'm just going to wear big pads and see. But I didn't need them. And then I wore this one overnight. This is Christie's Cloth Creations. Again, this is a 10-inch moderate. And this is just, I think it's just fleece on the back. Maybe an anti-pill. So this one, I didn't even use it. There was like nothing at all. And the following day, the last day of my period, I wore this 10-inch moderate. The lighting is horrible. By, what's her name again? Lady Days. It's written right there. And another UK maker who uses Wind Pro. And this is, did I already say this? A moderate. And then the last one I wore overnight was this Oshiki Cloth 10-inch flannel top. And this is Wind Pro on the back. But again, there was nothing. So this was the last day. And then that was it. Strangely enough, I haven't had any spotting. Usually have spotting at the end, but there's just been nothing. So that was it. So how many is this? Okay, so that's 13 moderate pads. 5 liners, 1, I think this is considered a heavy. I'm not really sure, but I think it is because she has moderate to heavy, then she has heavy, ultra fluff. So I think this is a heavy. And then 4 interlabial pads. Okay, thank you for watching.